Yeah, y'all already know, man. We back. Oh man, today was a good day. Um, Today was just a wonderful day, man. Got to watch some football with my family. Got to chill a little bit. Um, for all you guys don't know, this is the first episode of my individual podcast. Y'all know Afros of the South have a podcast with me, Q, and Kenny. This is my individual podcast called The Montgomery Effect. I come on here and I talk about simply the things that I don't talk about on Afros of the South. We can talk about those things on there too, but it's more structured and we're more mainstream on there. Right now here, I'm more real life activity, talking about men, women, problems in life, everything, man. So like, without further ado, I want to get into it because I had already started talking to somebody about this later on today. The difference between women communicating and men communicating. Basically, someone brought up to my point of my attention that there were two types of communication. It's men communication and it's women communication. In my opinion, like I said, we're all about opinions. We're all about respect, no judgment area in here. I actually feel that there is only one type of communication between both parties, women and men. You got to do your part as a man. From my perspective, it's our job to make sure we communicate with our woman, make sure we satisfy her, and give her what she wants, provide for her what she needs. If those of you are in relationships or whatever, I'm just talking from my past experiences. Like, communication is key in a relationship. Like, for it to work, I definitely feel like you have got to communicate well. You got to communicate well, because if you don't, it's not going to work out, or you're going to have not enough. I don't simply think that you can have enough trust built up to where you guys don't have to communicate. I don't see a relationship working without communication. I just don't. If you're, say for instance, me, if I had a girlfriend around, for example, I haven't talked to her all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't text me all day. She didn't call me. I don't know where she is. We went a whole day without speaking. And y'all live together or whatever. She comes in the house around 8 o'clock at night, get in the bed like it was nothing. So you mean to tell me that you think that's gonna be normal? I don't think it's gonna be normal. I feel like you're gonna ask a lot of questions. Where you been? What's going on? Why didn't you call me at least once today? Just let me know you all right. And from a men's standpoint, I feel like there's some men out there who do not give girls their space when needed. As men, we have to realize, like, we can't be up our girl's ass 24/7. You got to give that girl some space. You got to give her time for herself, man. Like, self-care is very, very needed. And like, in individuality and everything that you do is very needed. I feel like if you are in a relationship, currently I'm not, but if you are in a relationship, I feel like you've got to let people allow them to have their own space sometimes. And I'm not saying like you need to not text them some days, or you need to go days without talking to them. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying simply that some days, man, you don't need to be up their ass every good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Same thing. Same things get burnt out, man. That's what I think. Like, that's what some people be trying to communicate. When you do same things, switch it up. Like, be different. It's okay to be a little different in a relationship. Talk about it. That's where communicating comes back in. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk about it, but don't. It's cliche to stay doing the same thing. If y'all see me looking at the TV, man, I'm sorry. I'm watching the Chiefs and the Steelers. So I'm you know me, I'm ramble, but I'm listening. But yeah, man, it's okay to like switch it up sometimes and be a little different, But at the same time, you gotta know, like, the same routine gets a little boring. Okay? So you gotta make sure that when you're doing what you're doing in your relationship, you gotta make sure like you keep it spicy, if that makes sense. You gotta make sure you spice it up a little bit. You gotta make sure there's still plenty of fun. Because for one, what you don't want one party getting boring, whether that's the man or the woman. You don't want them getting boring. Okay, a lot of times you see either the man or the woman step out and cheat, And but simply because either they want something else that their spouse didn't give them or is not giving them, or they just simply bored. And I feel like that all falls back on communication, because it's like, it's as simple as, if you're in a relationship and you're bored, tell your partner what's going on. Why are you bored? What can they do different to change your perspective, your mindset? Because right now you're bored. That like right now you're bored, or your partner's being bored. So you have got to be the one to speak up and say, I'm just letting you know right now, like, and you don't simply have to. I feel like sometimes, man, we step out on our relationship or our marriage, and there's no talking, there's no communicating about what we need to go through, like what we need to talk about, what we need to fix before we hit this stage. That's why you see a lot of relationships fail, because you don't see that friendship develop. You don't see that stage where you have to. I tell all my friends, you got to get to know somebody before you date them. You don't know them in 3 weeks. You don't know them in a month. You don't know them in 2 months. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have a talking stage. That's literally, like, it's old fashioned, but it's old fashioned and it worked for a reason. You can't just go, and I know this from experience, you can't just go 6 weeks without talking to somebody and claim that you love them. That's impossible. You're insane. You're like you need help. That's not true. I don't know. Like, I understand. Don't get me wrong now. I understand completely when someone says I fall in love fast. You're not gonna fall in love in 6 weeks. I promise you that. Like, there's just so much wrong with the fact of you falling in love with a person, boy or girl, like woman or man, falling in love with a person in less than a month, or in less than at least 3 months of talking. You're not, like, because you don't know that person. You simply don't. For all you know, that person could have went through something dramatic and they never told you about it, and they're like really crazy. And then 4 months into the relationship, they do something drastic. And then you're wondering why, like, what was your point in doing this? But you're the person who agreed, like, okay, let's jump in a relationship because I love you. Yeah, that make a whole lot of sense. I've never understood that before, like, because I used to do, like, I'm not judging, I used to do it myself. Like, I understand, I fall in love fast, but I've learned to respect myself and give myself some time and appreciation, because for one, I'm still healing from past experiences that I had that broke my heart. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what I need to do to make myself better for this type of person. Like, if I want to date this type of person, then I need to fix myself. I need to fix every flaw that I think about myself. Like, if you're a person and you got flaws for yourself before you jump in a relationship, and you're wondering, like, how is this person going to feel about me? That's something you need to fix between you and yourself. Like, you need to make sure that is fixed before you jump into anything. Because I'm gonna tell you, it falls back on insecurities. If you have insecurities about yourself and you're not addressing them, if you're just like, like, if you're a person who is depressed, tell the person you're getting to know, tell her. You know what I'm saying? Like, let her know. Like, hey, like, just letting you know, sometimes I get depressed. Or tell him, just letting you know, sometimes I get depressed. I don't know why. Sometimes I just walk around, and I start feeling about this. I start thinking about this and that. Like, this stuff has to be communicated, man. Communication is a huge key. Huge key on life. Huge key in sports. Huge key in media, entertainment. Communication is key to, like, everything, bro. Like, family, everything. Like, so I feel like communication is key, but definitely in relationships. I don't feel like the relationship it either wouldn't last, or I don't see it going long. I really don't. I really don't, man. But that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, because somebody asked me earlier. Basically, I got the question asked, do you think a relationship would last without communication? And I said, absolutely not. You got to be able to communicate. I just simply don't see it, man. There's so much that you have to do, so much that you can be doing for the other person or for yourself. Like I feel like, bro, there's so much stuff that you can do for yourself if you communicate better. You don't want to be this guy who holds, or you don't, girl, man or woman, you don't want to be this person who holds everything in and think that that's okay. I used to be that same person, bro. You do not want to be a person who holds everything in and wait and wait and wait to let it out and don't let it out and don't let it out. And all these days go by and you're going through all this at the same time you got all this on you. And you're like, why am I going through this right now? Because you're allowing yourself to go through it. You don't have to be going through this, through these troubles, through these hard times. You're making your life hard on you because you won't tell the truth. You won't talk it out with somebody. You feel me? Even if you got to talk to yourself, you don't have to sit there and let that stuff in, let that stuff eat you alive. You can talk to somebody, whether it's a parent. If you don't have a parent, you got a friend. If you don't, go talk to a psychiatrist. Go talk, you know what I'm saying? Go talk to somebody. Talk to God. I feel like we're too prideful, man. Like, I feel like we're to the point now where we're overly like, we think we're so big headed that we think we're above like God in ways. And I'm like, bro, like what's up with that? Like we're too perfect, which I can't understand. We're too perfect that we can't take not even 1 minute out of our day to thank God for waking up. It's the little things, bro. I tell everybody, it's the little things. Like, thank God that you woke up. Pray at breakfast. Thank God that your family is still here. Some people's families ain't here. Some people don't have families. Like, you feel me? I feel like we are just we're too bold with some things that we be doing, man. I just don't like that. I just don't like that. But in all falls back on communication. Definitely all falls back on communication. But I kind of wanted to mix this between, I didn't want to make this like a God segment. I kind of wanted to mix this in between like communication and like a relationship segment, because like I've had plenty of experience with relationships, not making them work, cheating, all kinds of topics. And not me. I don't want y'all to think like, oh, he a cheater. No. I've been cheated on. It's not good. So I just want y'all to know, like, bro, if you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship with that person for a reason. Whether that reason is good, and I pray that reason isn't bad, but like when you're in the midst of something bad or terrible in a relationship, that's the key moment that you have to realize, and you have to go back to the point of what made me get with this person in the first place. That's what I'm trying to get back to. And you got to communicate that with your partner. Like, you got to fix what's going on now. Like, because some women and men often say, what happened at the beginning? What happened from the day we got together till now? People be changing up, and don't change yourself. You gotta love yourself. Fix yourself. Like, you don't gotta change yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you feel the need that something is going on bad in a relationship, in your relationship personally, fix it. Communicate it. Y'all, a relationship is like one big ass agreement. Like, both of y'all, it takes two parties to make a relationship work. You being in a relationship with yourself doesn't make sense. Two parties, two people, two different agreements, two different agendas, or two opposite, or two of the same. Two parties, two people. So for instance, y'all both wanted to be with each other. Y'all both, whether y'all were intimate, whether y'all weren't, whether y'all felt some type of attraction, y'all are in a relationship now for a reason, right? Okay, boom. Time's going downhill, y'all are starting to argue, the trust is being tested, all this. One night, one party, the man or the woman hits you with the question of, what happened? What happened to us? Why aren't we happy anymore? The only thing holding y'all back from being happy is not, oh, it's you, it's your fault. It's your fault, you don't communicate. It's your fault, you don't do it. collectively as a group, you have got to put all that like trouble to the side and be like, okay, first thing first, it's we. It's not you, it's not me, it's we. We gotta do this. Okay? If you saying it's this man's fault because he don't communicate, you gotta do a better job of letting him know that he gotta communicate. I said something then, didn't I? Oh, somebody quiet. So let me say that one more time. If your man is not doing his job communicating, or your woman is not doing her job communicating, it's not just on them. You gotta be the one to look at them face to face and say, you have got to communicate. It's not a one-party thing. Like, you can't put that on them. You got because for one, you sitting there saying, okay, it's on them, they gotta communicate. But what took you so long to get to that point to tell them that? Why were you waiting to tell them that? That just means you wanted conflict. What were you waiting on? You gotta let them know this early on. That's why I say you have to take the time to, first thing first, actually get to know the person that you intend on either getting a relationship with, or if you want to do more one day. If you find that person attractive, if you like that person like you, first thing first, it's not even gonna get to that yet. This how it naturally should go. You see a fine girl, you a dude, you see a fine girl, or women, you see a fine dude or whatever. Be bold and exchange numbers. Maybe ask, first thing first, go up to her, what's her name? What's your name, whatever. Get their name, get some type of communication from them so you can start getting in touch with them, whether it's Snapchat, text, number. Can't stand, bro, like, I understand some people saying like, oh, like we asked for numbers, now we grown. Bro, it don't matter. If you got some form of communication, that work. Like, it's no big deal, bro. Like, first thing first, if she really into you or he really into you, they gonna check that message. I promise you. If they don't and they wait, that's how you know, like, okay, I'm just a waste of your time. I feel you. I appreciate you. You told me everything you need to know. And it's as simple as that. But get their information and start by getting to know them. Where are you from? Like, okay, do you go to school? What's your occupation? What you do? What's your goals? What's your mindset? I recommend everybody who watches this podcast, please, 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 for the love of God. Oh my God, the Chiefs are beating the Steelers so bad. I'm sorry, y'all. But I recommend everybody who watches this podcast, these two questions have to be acknowledged. Okay? You have got to ask somebody what is their goals and what is their mindset. If they say nothing, if they say I don't have one, I don't have no goals, I don't have no mindset, please, for the love of God, leave them alone. They don't have nothing to bring to the table. That they don't have nothing to offer to you. They don't have nothing interesting in their life going on. And, don't stay there and try and fix that person. I know so many people that try and stay in relationships or get in relationships to try and fix a person. If that person ain't fixed by the time they hit you up or you hit them up or y'all getting to know each other, they need to fix themselves before they get into a relationship or before they get into something with you. Because for one, that's not healthy on you. That's gonna come back to hunt you, because you gonna end up paying for everything, trying to help this man or that woman out and it's just gonna be a catastrophe. And you don't need that. That's more stress on your life. If your life is thriving and you're doing great things in your life, you don't need somebody else holding you down because they can't get what's going on with them in their life ready. Like, and that's being as 100 as I can be for you. I'm just being real. Like, man, that's real. I ain't gonna lie, because I faced that problem. I've talked to so many people that face that problem today, that they try and fix so many people in their relationships. Like, they get in these relationships and the person that they're getting a relationship with is broken, or they're coming back from being broken, but they're not fixed yet, or they're not healed yet. And then like it's on that person now to try and like bring them back. I hate that, because I feel like that person that's broken or healing needs to be fully healed before they jump into something else. If not, you're never going to get to where you want to be, because that person's still recovering. And if they still recovering, they're not healed. And if they're not healed, y'all not gonna be happy because they always gonna have their mindset somewhere else when it needs to be focused on all the attention, all on y'all, the attention on y'all. And that brings me back to say, I feel like, and I'm gonna speak as a man for women. I'm gonna speak on the men's side real fast. I feel like as a man, I've been hearing a lot of talk about, oh, my man doesn't give me attention. He doesn't give me this attention. He doesn't give me enough attention. He's always playing the game, or he's never really paying attention to me when we go out or something like that. He doesn't acknowledge that I look good. He doesn't acknowledge this. When we go out and everything, he looks at other women, or he doesn't, he doesn't really treat me with the most respect while he doesn't open the door for me, all this stuff. And I'm just like, for one, I will say it again, it comes back to communication. You got to communicate what you want, what he needs to do, or what you feel comfortable with him doing. And then secondly, it all comes back on us as men. We have got to bring the attention back from the dead. And when I say that, man, I feel like part of what they're saying is true. They wouldn't be saying it if it was for a reason. Like, we got to make sure we give our woman the attention she needs. Bro, it's a video game. Okay, you have more time than you know to play the video game. If your woman comes in from a long day of work, she's tired, she had a bad day, that's your woman. It's your job to make sure that woman is taken care of when she gets off work. We, as a woman, man, I feel bad for the women who has a hard day of work, a lot of stress on their mind, and they come through and they argue, and it's nothing but bullshit. Like, we ain't doing nothing but arguing, and we ain't nothing but bringing trouble up, and it shouldn't be nothing like that, bro. We should encourage our women, like, it's gonna be okay. Probably give her a back rub her feet, make sure she relaxed, make sure everything calm. Like, I feel like as men, we should do that. We should make sure our women is okay. Like, when they come through that door, dinner should be on the stove. If y'all got kids, the kids should be getting ready for bed. They should already be bathed. Like, do what you need to do. Like, clean the household up. Make sure your house is clean. Make sure the room is clean. The bed is made up. When she get in the shower, have her towel laid out. Like, if you get off before her, do what you need to do to make sure she's all relaxed when she get in there. Play some soothing music, you know what I'm saying? Light a candle or two. I promise you it'll work. I promise you it'll work. I know for a fact. I promise you it'll work. Light a candle, like, put some incense in there. Burn some incense. Make something happen, I definitely feel like as men, we control the narrative of our woman when, like, when we want to. I feel like we should always control the narrative no matter what it is. Our women be feeling some of the same stuff that we feel. Like, we being stressed, they being stressed. We be in conflict, they be in conflict. Our job probably not going as well. Guess what? While they at work, old girl probably talking her head off and she got headaches, or you know what I'm saying? Or they working her like a slave, but she making sure she bringing money in the house to eat and to make sure y'all taken care of. Like, it works the same way. Now, as far as from the women's side, I feel like most women do this, but I feel like y'all should do the same exact thing. Like, as a man, we be going through a lot. A lot of temptation. We be at work, slaving, especially like if you a construction worker, if you got some type of high-end job where you got to move around or you got to bend or work, you know what I'm saying? I'm letting y'all know now, it's a lot on a man to do all that stuff, all that hard work, so we can bring some money to the table for y'all when we get home for our babies and everything to provide. So, a little self-love for us would be all right. A little love when we got home would be all right. You know what I'm saying? We know, like, you cook, you clean, you do everything. You already look good, But, like, I recommend, like, y'all start give your boy some loving. You know what I'm saying? A little kisses, some hug. Like, as soon as they get in the door, you know what I'm saying? How was your day? Talk to them. If they ain't trying to talk, they had a long day. Go on that offer to give them a massage or something. You know what I'm saying? Run a hot bath with some Epsom salt and some alcohol. They'll wake up. You feel me? Like, I feel like there's so much that you really could do to just, like, make a man happy. You feel me? And I'm not talking about like sexual. I'm talking about like spiritually, emotionally, communicative. Like just talk to your person, man. Talk it out. You know what I'm saying? Just help them out to whatever they want. You know, like, and you know, if you like to play the game, hey, go down to GameStop, get him a PlayStation Plus card, whatever he play. You feel me? That'll hit. Dang, babe, you do that for real. Get him some shoes, whatever you like, man. Like, I feel like that'll help him out for real. But like, I ain't trying to waste y'all time today, man. I just figured like I'll come on here, man, and just real deal talk about communicating relationships, because I feel like this stuff needs to be talked about, and that's why like starting today, literally, like I should have been doing it, literally. It's something I should have been doing, but starting today, like this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. I figured it out a while back, and you know, I love what I do. I love to be a part of the conversation of helping people. So, and I'm still learning myself. Like, I'm not no expert or nothing like that. I'm still learning myself as I'm getting older, day by day. But yeah, man, like I said, this is called the Montgomery Effect. And I'm coming here today, starting a new podcast. Y'all already know my YouTube is up. Y'all can find my YouTube is at The Jordan Montgomery. Instagram is at The Jordan Montgomery 2_. TikTok, Jordan Montgomery 13. Snapchat, RJ Montgomery 13. We're just gonna be talking about these conversations and bringing y'all everything that we need, that I think, and I'm going and be expecting, like, y'all see these chairs right here, man. Like, I'm gonna be having guests in here sometimes, and we're gonna be talking about certain things going on in life. We're gonna be talking about these certain situations. I'm gonna bring people in, guest stars, and you know, I feel like I got a lot of people who support me. Thank God. You know, got a lot of people from Birmingham, a lot of people from Atlanta, a lot of people all over the country, really. I'm gonna bring people in, and we're gonna talk about these certain things. We're gonna get to the bottom of this stuff, and I'm gonna try and get y'all some tips, man, to help y'all out in y'all relationships or even y'all personal life. Like, it's not gonna just be relationships. It's not gonna just be about, you know, love and care. We're gonna talk about everything in here. It's no, like I said, when you come in this room, there's no judgment. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, bro. Like, God, man, I'm so excited, bro. So excited. But without further ado, man, this is called the Montgomery Effect. I appreciate y'all for joining. With that being said, y'all have a wonderful night. Be blessed. Find something tomorrow to get better at, whether it's your job, driving, praying. Do something. One little thing to change your life. Remember that. Y'all be blessed.